So we know Greene County is spread out, but you also know that there are going to be those little hidden gem neighborhoods that are maybe 1, 2, I don't know, 10, 20 streets nobody really knows about until they live there or visit friends or family, and then the people who live there never want to leave. So today we're talking about the 5 hidden gems of Greene County. Let's go find out where they are, and we're going to start by talking about them right now. So first and foremost, why are these communities on the list? Well, a big part of it, no offense, is going to be that they're friendly and welcoming. Now, I'm not talking about to one certain kind, like it's not all families, it's not all retirees. Most of these neighborhoods are just a really good mix of people who live there. They're all really, they're family friendly, whether that family is 2-legged, 4-legged, or adultish or not. They are easily accessible to both 29 and also to the main employers here and around here. So that's going to be places like Rivanna Station, Emerson. If you're going up 29, obviously you would have easy access as well. Great schools according to niche.com. So that's a big draw for a lot of people. You don't want to have to make it one of the largest purchases of your life only to have to turn around and find a private school. So great schools. I know several of the teachers, absolutely amazing teachers. And you know what? Better tax rates. For here, the tax rate of currently, don't be watching this in a couple of years and then coming after me. Currently, the tax rate is 0.82 cents compared to Charlottesville, which is actually 0.95 cents. So these all match that. These are all hidden gems, and I want to share them with you. So my very first house with my husband was, we found out I was pregnant, and it was like, oh, now we have to buy a house because we were young and stupid. Anyways, our very first house was actually in a little neighborhood that we're going to be very near, but we're not going in there. Little older neighborhood called Greenleaf. And we bought a brand new construction. It was let's see, oh gracious. So that has to have been almost 30 years ago. So it was a brand new construction, just like a little 2-story salt boxy thingy. I remember it was $89,000, and we actually had an interest rate we were so excited because the interest rate was going to be starting at 8.9%, and it would be graduating, but it shouldn't go past 10%. Another reason I always say, you cannot look at one factor or another. Interest rates will go up, interest rates will go down. So keep in mind that as well. But yeah, so my first house was actually in Greene County, and we really loved it. We really, really did. And the house is still standing. Oh, but one thing I did want to share with you. The house was built by a crap little builder who found out after the fact, obviously, went out of business multiple times and just rebranded and renamed themselves. So again, another feedback into why I decided to be a realtor, because I was tired of being taken advantage of. And now I get to be on your side. All right, let's go see the first neighborhood. Let's go. Okay, so we just pulled in to the front of the very first neighborhood I wanted to tell you about. This has been a hidden gem for many, many years. I actually sold one of the very first houses I sold over 10 years ago was in this neighborhood. And when I sold it then, I thought it was absolutely adorable. So the neighborhood is called Caradon. easily accessible, from 29, checking over to Cedar Grove Road, which we're going to be also seeing some other homes on it as well. Then you just go on to Advance Mill, or you can actually take a back entrance, which would be Spotswood Trail, to Advance Mill Road. So we're going to take a drive down here so you can see some of the houses, but I just wanted to show you the entrance. So there we are, we're on Advance Mills and Caradon. As you can see, amazing lot sizes. Started in the 1990s and they finished up in the early 2000s. One way in, one way out. It is a non-active HOA, which means there are covenants and restrictions, but there's no active HOA telling you to pull in your trash cans and things like that. 2023 found 3 homes on the market from Caradon. Most of those, well, there was only 3, but those actually were listed for between $350 and I believe it was $550. So again, lots of options. Let's go see the neighborhood. So I'm just pulled into our second gem of a neighborhood. And again, you want to know about these little secret suites, because this neighborhood in particular, I know of at least 2 realtors and maybe more that actually have lived here for many, many years. So number 2 on my list is actually going to be Deer Lake Estates. They are all single-family homes located right off of 29 on the south side. So 29, remember, is also called Seminole Lane because, you know, you don't want anybody to get too relaxed about knowing the road names. Larger lots, not as large as some of the other neighborhoods, but definitely larger lots, established trees. Last year, I want to say, if I remember right, 7 homes sold, and they ranged in price from the low 300s actually to just over 500. So again, really good variety. The lake itself, because Deer Lakes, the lake itself is located right off 29, and it's actually sort of buffers the commercial area of 29 to Deer Lake Estates. So the interesting part about that is Deer Lake Estates is non-HOA predominantly, but there are a handful that are bordering on the lake that are HOA because they have to take care of and are responsible for the lake and dealing with the upkeep, maintenance, like the little dam and things like that. So really sweet. Let's go drive around and see if we can find a house that you go, wow, that looks like me. So here's the other thing that if you are a Harley Davidson fan, the brand new Harley Davidson dealership, maintenance, showroom, all of that is actually being built right on 29 at the entrance of Deer Lake Estates. So if that is your thing, because goodness knows, that would be a huge bonus to somebody who loves riding and loves their Harley Davidson. So again, checking out some of the houses, and you can see not huge. Some of them are big. Some of them are probably pushing 2,600 square feet. Most of them are going to be around 1,600 to 2,000. You can see everything is busting out with spring around here. Favorite time of the year. Absolutely gorgeous. Now these homes are going to be a little bit older. So again, when I'm working with my clients, things that I'm trying to keep in consideration here are going to be the type of siding, the type of plumbing, and then other things that we often hear about are these going to, most of this is going to be public water, and I want to say it's a combination of septic tank, but I think most, because of the proximity to 29, are actually on public sewer as well. But it's one of those things, house by house, something in the back, and this is not a huge neighborhood, but it's large. Some of the houses in the back may have septic tanks, whereas these houses right up front probably are on public water. So I'm going to turn you around because, whew, there we go. So that's where we're going. That is actually going to be 29. So that's Route 29, Seminole Trail. Come on, little Robin. You're going to see the lake, and you're going to see I'm going to pull you in here. So there you go. There is, see all that purple? That is going to be the brand new Harley Davidson. It is relocating from the area of Orange County. So right there. So again, putting you out the window, the things I do for y'all. So there's a coffee shop here. I'm going to pull into the coffee shop, and here you go. Deer Lake Estates. So isn't that good? I mean, that's just sweet. Sweet. All right, I'm going to drive up through here and try not to get us killed or hurt. So there you go, Deer Lake Estates. So the houses that you're seeing, yes, you do have lake access. It's not a very big lake, but you will have an HOA because you're going to be responsible for maintenance of this dam and for, upkeep of everything. So very, very nice. Okay. So where's next? I don't know. Neighborhood number 3. Where could it be? Let's go. Let's find out. Okay, that brings us up to number 3. What do you think? Well, you don't know because you don't live here yet, right? Number 3 on my list of the hidden gem neighborhoods for Greene County is actually going to be Pretty Creek. So Pretty Creek is actually located just off 29 and Pretty Creek Road. So Pretty Creek Road, and I'm not making that up. Let's see if I can get you a... Pretty Creek Road is a 2-lane road going both ways. So Pretty Creek is a creek, and it does run through the Pretty Creek neighborhood. The interesting part, one of the interesting things about this neighborhood, most of it is located in Greene County. There's a handful of the homes that are physically located in Orange County. Now, why does that matter? You're still under the same non-HOA and all that, but taxes would actually be paid to Orange County, and I believe Orange County taxes are a little bit more than Greene County. So that's something to keep in consideration, and another reason you need to keep me and be talking to me, because that might not be something that you're interested in. So Pretty Creek, we're going to drive through here. Large single-family homes, no HOA, emphasis on natural wooded lots. They started building it in the 90s. Last year, 10 sold, and they range from $383,000 to $489,000. For people who live at for people who work, who are PCS to Rivanna Station, this is a great option, especially if you're coming with multiples. If you're coming by yourself, it might be a little bit of a large house for you. But if you're coming with a family or a multiple household, I guess is how I should say it, multiple person household, then Pretty Creek can be a great value. I mean, out of the 10 houses, and they range, in essence, they range from the upper 300s to just shy of 500. That's a lot of square footage for the cost. So Pretty Creek, let's go take a drive so you can see if this is going to be right for you. Come on, let's go. So now we've driven around some and you've seen, so there's a lot of colonials, but there are other options for different kinds of houses here. But overall, they are on the larger size. I would say over 2,400 square feet. So not huge, but definitely larger. The building here started in the mid 90s. So for that, that's one of the things I always keep in mind is going to be the polybutylene pipes or Quest pipes, because we do see that quite often. Most of these are going to be on public water, but on a septic tank. Very, very normal. Do not let that freak you out. Again, this is why you have me, so that I can, when I panic, that's when you know you need to panic. Last year in 2023, 10 homes in Pretty Creek were sold, and they ranged from $383,000 to $489,000. So lots of options, a lot of wiggle room. Do remember because I'm in some of the Facebook groups. So one of the big things for this area is actually it's a prime example of we're moving into the wildlife territory. So they actually do have to take care and they have to take care for looking out for the bears. How's that? So special care, making sure trash cans are put away, no bird feeders, things like that, especially right now as the bears are coming out of hibernation with the babies and everything. So we will start to hear about bears and stuff. Obviously, you're going to have raccoons, you're going to have skunks, you're going to have snakes, because again, nicely wooded, established neighborhood. So Pretty Creek. Let's see if there's anything else I can show you in here. So number 4 on our golden hidden gems of Greene County neighborhoods is going to be, for me, Wexford. So this is just off of 29. You turn down Cedar Grove Road, and it's just down the street from Northridge, Southridge, and Caradon, actually. But here's the really cool thing. You see this? So that is actually markings, is because, as you can see, this is actually one of my favorite quality builders. Has a handful of lots here. Look at that. Wexford still has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 8 buildable lots in here. So see if you can see those. So they have a handful of lots. This is actually going to be lot 1, and then lot 2 is right next to it. Now Wexford does have an HOA. This is a much newer development, and by newer, I'm not talking 5, I'm not even talking 10 years. We're talking probably started over 20 years ago. But Wexford does have an HOA, and it's not very much, because again, it's not a lot of amenities. So that's really cool. That's lot 1. And then you can see the markings go all the way back to those evergreens. And then lot 2 is this corner lot. Oh, this is why you have to call me, because if you want to do new construction with a quality builder in an established neighborhood, Wexford would be it. So let's walk down here and show you a little bit more of the neighborhood. This is Wexford. So Wexford does have an HOA, but it's only about $400 a year, because not a lot of amenities other than taking care of the public areas. So this house actually right there is an original house of Cedar Grove Road. Most of these, since this is a newer development, last year found only 1 home come to market, and it actually sold, I believe it was in the low 6s. Though if you want to build, man, you need to give me a call, because this would be amazing to have Southern build your house right here. Oh, that would be lovely. Oh my goodness. All right, so heading back to the car, and let's see what other trouble we can get into. So as I was driving around, I am passing the different handful of signs from Southern Development of lots that are available. I don't know. I might have to be talking to my husband, because this lot is lot 18, and you back up to the pond. Look at that. Look at the privacy on the right, and then it's a beautiful lot. This is why you gotta call me. That's why. This is why. Okay, so our very last neighborhoods, here we go. So, surprise, well, I don't know, you don't know about them, so yeah, it probably is going to be a surprise. The last neighborhoods on my 5 hidden gems are going to actually be Northridge and Southridge. Now, the reason I put them together, obviously they're very close to each other, but they're also very small. Um, the Northridge is only a few streets. I actually sold a home down here last year. Last year on the market, 3 homes between the two communities were sold. These are going to be starting in the upper 400s and going into the 500s. Most of these are also going to be on septic, but on public water. Now, these definitely fall into a tucked secret. So again, there you go. Let's go drive and see some of the houses. Okay, so we're going to take a drive through here because I want you to see how sweet some of the, well, I mean, I know I call a lot of things sweet, but it's because they are. I go where I think it's cute and nice and pretty and quiet. So most of these, again, are going to be on septic tanks, but they will be on public water. All of these in here fall between, there might be a few, but most of these are going to be a half an acre, going upwards. Let's see. I would say most of these are half an acre to an acre. So not enormous, but you're definitely not looking at your neighbor and handing them sugar across the doorway. Well, doorway, yes. You're not going to be handing them sugar across your yard. How's that? So again, you can see very nice, large lots, wide variety of houses. House sizes on these, again, are going to be more so in that 16 to 2,000 square feet, and lots of differences. I know my client actually came from Texas, who bought a house out here, and she has absolutely loved it and loves this neighborhood. She is, in essence, towards the very end, so not a lot of road traffic because, again, there's one way in, one way out, and it's just like a perfect fit for her. Northridge and Southridge. Okay, so I'm going to zip around and I'm going to take you over to Southridge. The big difference here is Northridge is actually going to be a non-HOA. Well, actually, I showed that house. It was for sale last year. It was a complete poopy show. There was septic issues galore, and actually that's something that's why you want to work with me. Greene County has a mixed bag, and I get flags raised, I guess is the best way to put it, and we know what to look for. So, okay, let's go see the other part of this, Southridge. Okay, so we just drove down Spring Hill Road from Northridge, and that has brought us to Southridge. Okay, so again, this is Spring Hill Road, and then Northridge was up the street there, and this is going to be Southridge. Again, wonderful sized lots. It really does mimic. Remember, oh, I wish y'all could smell it. The laurel is in bloom. So, as I was talking earlier about Northridge, one of my clients had bought a property there. She had moved from Texas. So one of my other clients actually, I wonder what all they're doing back there. One of my other clients actually bought a home here in Southridge, and had moved here from another part of the state, so she could be closer to her daughter and family and everything. But again, just really nice, large lots, definitely septic, but most are going to be public water. You're not going to have a well. It's going to be public water. And they don't come up very often because, again, neighborhood is just not that big. So here we are. We're at the actual end of the yellow brick road at the cul-de-sac for Southridge. So thanks for joining me. Remember, if you have any questions, or if there's something you want to see or whatever, reach out to me. Text, email, give me a call. I hear from my viewers all the time, and half the time I really think that they're sending me an email in anticipation of never hearing back. I actually do respond, and I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what it is you want to see and hear about. I have shown you just a handful of the gems of Greene County. Another reason I really love these neighborhoods is because most of them, there's always one-offs, things like that. But the 5 hidden gem neighborhoods that we went to today, they're not McMansions, they're not $1 million, but they are everything you could need or want and more than expected. Large lots, either HOA or non-HOA, good size, between 12 and 2,600 square feet on average. Sorry, I need to pay attention to driving. But the other thing is these are just 5. There are so many more, and that's, again, why you have to reach out to me. Whether you want new construction, whether you want privacy, whether you want to be in Standardsville, or if you want to be in Ruckersville, or if you want to be in the mountains, or if you want to be, right on 29, whatever it is. This is why, because there are so many options. Greene County is fairly large, so there's lots and lots of options. Look forward to hearing from you. I'm going to go ahead and let you go so I can drive on safely, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Okay? Bye.